Hey guys, what's up? Chris here. So today we got a very special recording going on. With me today here is Steve, my teammate. Steve, how are you?
Good, Chris, how are you?
Pretty good too, thanks. So let's start talking about our first race of the Euro GT500 Championship at Grand Valley. I got my replay up for running, so how about you start talking about your qualifying? How did you qualify?
Well, I kind of started off okay. I kind of at first just wanted to get a few good laps down, get some fuel burnt up, and try and lower the weight as much as possible. Eventually, I got some clean air, and I realised I was a good 2/10 quicker in the first sector than the leader, but
Okay.
unfortunately, I just couldn't hold it down, and unfortunately, I only ended up qualifying 6th. But I was still happy with it. It's still mid-pack, so at least I didn't have to worry about everyone piling into the back of me in the first corner. So I was happy enough with that.
Yeah, I see you chose the Xanavi Nissan GTR. How come?
Well, I'm just quite comfortable with the car. I've been driving with it for a while now, and I drove in it in the last season, practice season, and I'm just quite comfortable with using it. So I figured I might as well stick to my strengths.
Okay. Okay, then let's have a look at the start. How did you start?
The start was pretty fine for me. There wasn't too much rubbing or bumping, so it wasn't too bad. I kind of have an off at the start, so I was kind of just trying to keep it easy. I lost a few spots, but I wasn't too disheartened about that. So I just wanted to get a clean first lap in and just wait for the pack to just fan out. So it wasn't too bad.
Okay, good. And if you guys are wondering how my start went, I started 12th out of 13 drivers. I didn't really feel comfortable with my car, so but I had a very good start, and in the first lap I was already 9th, so that was pretty good for me. But now back to you, Steve. I've seen on the replay you had some incidents there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, and on lap 15, well, I was doing pretty well. I was climbing up the ranks. It's like I kind of dropped down to like 8th, and then I clawed all the way back up to 5th.
Yeah, at one point we were actually battling together, right?
Yeah. Me and you were like back front, and I was there cheering you on, like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I pitted in on the lap 10, and I was crawling back again, and I was behind a yellow hat GTR car, and I was kind of just right behind him, just tailing him, just waiting for my opportunity to overtake. But unfortunately, on one of the corners in between the two tunnels, I got some bad dirty air, and I just had no front end on the car. It just didn't turn in. I slammed on my brakes, and unfortunately the car just went far too wide, and I just lightly dipped the tyres on the gravel, and it just spun the car out from underneath me. Nothing much I could do about it.
I saw you. I overtook you there, but I was gonna ask you a question. How did you approach the race with a certain strategy, like a pit stop strategy or something similar?
Well, I plan to do the 3-stop strategy. I noticed some people might go with a 2-stop.
Sorry, Steve, to interrupt you. I have to let our audience know our lap distance was 39 laps. So please continue.
Yes, so I went with 3-stop, knowing that some people might go with a 2-stop, and I realised that their tyres died pretty badly, and I was able to catch up with them during the practice races. So I stuck with a 3-stop strategy. It went pretty well for me. I was crawling up, and I was getting some good time. I pitted in exactly when I wanted to, and it all pretty much worked out well for me.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So in my case, I ran a 2-stop strategy because, as you know, I started from the back of the grid, so there wasn't much I could do. So I figured 2-stop strategy might be good for me. It turned out pretty good until the end, but I unfortunately ran out of fuel in the second last lap. So I guess you took me at the end of the lap again. You lapped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I was wondering what went on with you. I saw you slowing down. Like, why is he slowing down? I was like, oh wait, he must have run out of fuel, silly boy.
Hey, what you call me? Yeah, no, I totally miscalculated my my refueling at the pit stop. So I kind of screwed up my race there. I mean, what place did you finish in again?
I finished 7th, I think, 7th or 8th. No, I think it was 7th because I think you gave me my other place in the last lap. So cheers for that.
Hey, that's what I call teamwork, right? Yeah, I finished 12th. I mean, we could have gotten some real sweet like top 5 finish maybe if we didn't have like my fuel problem and your like 180 U-turn at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, we were doing pretty well. You were pretty well ahead of me. I unfortunately had another incident which put me down low the rankings, but I'm still pretty happy with my performance. As I said, it's a shame that you ran out of fuel, so I guess lessons learned there. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So is there anything like you want to say about the track? Do you feel comfortable with the track? Is there anything like a turn you might think that you may be a little bit scared of that turn? Because in real life on some tracks there are some like courage turns where you have to like grab hold of your balls and say, you know what, I'm gonna go flat out there. Is there something similar at Grand Valley Speedway?
Well, I've been practicing the track a lot because obviously we had the track before PSN went down, so unfortunately we had loads of time to practice
yeah,
the track then. And I think probably the only corner that causes me hassle, and I think most drivers hassle, is the hairpin corner. It's mostly keeping your rear end in check, because if you go on the inside too much, it just throws the rear end out and it's very hard to recover. So I think that's the corner where you need a lot of courage on in order to get the most out of it.
True. Our next race, are you looking forward to it?
Kind of. I'm not a huge fan of the track. Many people know that it's not my strength, but I have practiced it quite a lot, so I do know my way around it. So I'm hoping for a good performance, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Are you going to approach the next race perhaps with a different strategy to this one?
I suppose it's probably about the same strategy. I've yet to do a practice run in this car again, so I'm not too sure on the pit strategy, but I would say probably roughly about the same strategy. But then again, I think we still need to decide on how many laps the race is. So
our next race is going to be, by the way, at Indy Road, so I think it's the first time we're ever going to visit Indianapolis Speedway, so I think it's going to be a big change for all of us since we have never had any like serious race there.
Yeah, it should be a good race. There's a lot of slipstreaming, so
definitely.
So it's all about breaking the tail on that track.
Yeah, let's hope the race doesn't end like the Formula 1 race a couple of years ago, where only 6 Formula 1 cars started.
No, we don't want to hear that.
Okay, great. Alright, Steve, is there anything else you want to let our audience know?
Nothing much really. I could talk about the accident I had on lap 19.
Yes, go ahead.
Which was, I was just racing with a driver. He was in my slipstream, and I followed the one move rule where you're allowed one move to block. I used my one move. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's an accident or whether it was deliberate, but when we come to the first corner, he just tapped me in the rear and I shot off into the gravel trap. So, but that's still under steward's review, so I don't know what's going to come of that.
Yeah, it's in a race it's always hard to if you're in a situation like if you're in a heated situation, there may be sometimes some emotions going on that may influence a certain decision. So
most definitely. I was raging at the incident, to say the least.
I can imagine, yeah. Alright, Steve, so I think we're gonna end our little interview here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Steve, thank you for joining us.
That's okay, it's my pleasure.
Alright, so I see you guys at the next race at Indy Road. Thanks for watching, bye bye.